Hello guys, it's Snow Alien here, and we're back with another top 5, and this time we're doing a top 5 Steel-type Pokemon. So I'm just going to jump right into it. My top 5 is going to be...
Wait. Snow. What are you doing? You can't do top 5 Steel... You can't do top 5 Steel types without me! We talk, Steel types are my favorite. It's my top type. If I were Gym Leader, it'd be Steel type. I want in. I want in on this.
I guess I can squeeze you in.
Yes!
Alright, so do you want to do the honors of starting off the top 5?
Absolutely. As soon as I remember what I put for the list. Wait. Give me a second. I know I had it. I had it here 2 seconds ago. Alright, starting off at number 5 for me is Heatran. Heatran is on this list because in Gen 4 when he first came out, I didn't really think much about it. But, you know, then when I got into Generation 6, I started playing with it a lot more competitively, and Heatran is one of my favorite special defensive walls to use because it gets Protect, Toxic, and Stealth Rocks and all that. It's a really awesome way to screw with your opponents, and it's also really does a lot. It works really well with Ferrothorn, which baits fire moves, which Heatran can then absorb. And Heatran also does really well on Trick Room teams with the one event set. But I like Heatran, and it's mainly on this list for competitive reasons, so yeah.
Yeah, fantastic reasons. I feel like my reasons are really stupid.
Oh.
Alright, so my top 5 is Steelix. I'm going to go Steelix just because he's badass. He's kind of one of those big tanky kind of Pokemon. Does a lot of damage. And you could just imagine being like smashed by one of them. It'd be really scary. And has that interesting way of evolving. I think you have to give it, what, Metal Coat and then trade it?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's got that weird way of evolving. And look at that face, though. It's kind of creeper, if you really look at it. It's like he's coming to get you. And your children. And everything else.
Body better be ready for Steelix.
Pretty much.
Just saying.
Yep, just that big powerhouse Pokemon, and you always remember Roxanne having it, and you're just like, oh, shit.
I actually have a... I actually raised to competitive Steelix. I have it right here.
Aww.
This is a Trick Room Steelix, yeah. Yep, it's shiny. It's got... really quick, if you're a competitive player, good set for Mega Steelix is max HP, max special defense, with the moves Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Gyro Ball, and Dragon Tail. So yeah.
I believe it. That Earthquake, though.
What
is it, gold when it's shiny?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
It's like a more like yellowy gold, but it's like a gold color.
That makes sense. Alright, so I guess we're going to go on to our number 4.
Alright, my number 4 is Aggron. Aggron is at number 4 on this list because I kind of have a soft spot for Aggron because when I was little, I used to collect little Pokemon toys, and Aggron was the first one that I really remember having. It was really cool because it was like, movable, and then I caught an Aeron in game and I evolved it into Aggron. It was just such a powerhouse. Like, it's a very good in-game team Pokemon to have. I'm actually using Aeron in my Pokemon Emerald Let's Play, and it's a Pokemon that can take hits really well, and on top of that, its Mega is just in it's a monster. You can't one-hit kill it with a lot of things. It takes a few hits to knock out.
Yep, my number 4 is the same thing.
Wow.
Yeah, so we both have Aggron as our number 4. I was gonna say, like, I usually get Aeron as well when I play. It's like Sapphire or Ruby or whatever. And it's kind of like that steel version of Mamoswine, and if anybody knows me very well, like, they know Mamoswine is like one of my favorite ice-type Pokemon. So this is kind of like my other version of it in those games. And like you said, it's tanky. It's tanky, but it's really hard to level up. It takes a little while.
It takes perseverance, but when you get that Aggron, it goes from a little ladybug to a dinosaur.
Where would you get a ladybug to a dinosaur?
Well, because Aeron looks like a ladybug. That's what its design is based off of. It looks like a ladybug. To me.
Yeah, that's true, I guess, when you really think about it.
That didn't come out. When I was little, that's what I always thought it was. And then when it was big, it's like, you know what? I don't need your sass. I don't...
Snow's got sass for days.
Number 3. Unless you had more stuff to say.
No, I think we both pretty much summed it up.
Alright.
So we're going to go on to number 3.
Number 3 for me is Aegislash, and that's because when I first saw Honedge, I, like everybody else, made the joke, oh, its evolution's gonna be 2 swords, which it was, and then 3 swords. But it surprised me with Aegislash, and Aegislash is really cool because it changes forms depending on what it's gonna do. If it uses King Shield, it'll be defensive. If it uses an attack move, it'll be offensive. It can be anything. It can be a special attacker, it can be a physical attacker, it can be a defensive wall, it can be a special defensive wall. It works awesome on Trick Room teams. It has really interesting typing, Ghost Steel. And it looks really cool too. And also its shiny is like really badass.
It's red, right?
Yeah, it's like this red and gold color with like some black mixed in there. It's stabulous.
Oh, you're so clever.
I am.
We got
actually.
jokes here.
But I use it on my in-game team in Y version. I call it the Honedge, and you know, I did all the leveling up, everything. I got a Duskstone, and it was a joy. It was an absolute joy to use. It's a shame it got banned at Ubers, but you know.
Well, I mean, it makes perfect sense. Like,
yeah,
I've seen those things like wreck people.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I don't get it. I completely understand it. I'm just saying it's like it does. It kind of sucks.
Yeah, that's true. All right, my number 3 is Scizor. Just because I know this one can also do a lot of damage as well. And it got a Mega, I believe, didn't it?
Yes.
And that Mega is just, it's so bad. Like, when I would try to play, like, battle people on, what was it, Battle Spot, and, like, they'd have one of those, I was just like, oh, shit. It's gonna kill me.
Scizor. I have an Omega Scizor little action figure on my desk that actually fell over. Oh well, I'll pick it up. I'll pick it up when we're done recording.
Yeah, and it's pretty good. I think it has like, what, 4-time weakness to fire?
Fire. But again, if you pair it with Heatran, you can bait the fire type attacks and, you know.
See,
boom.
It works. And it also has the same thing as Steelix's evolution kind of form. I think you have to give Scyther a Metal Coat and then trade it over. Also
with Technician, it's it turns those normally kind of weak moves into moves that do insane amount of damage. Like Mega Scizor Bullet Punch is something that a lot of Pokemon are afraid of, especially Fairy and Rock types.
Definitely. That's why I had to put him as my number 3, at least, or like somewhere in this list, because I know he does damage.
Alright.
Alright, so number 2.
My number 2 is Scizor. My number 2 is Scizor because one of my friends preferred Scyther to Scizor just because it was faster. Like, just because something's faster doesn't mean it's better. And he's like, yes, it does. So what I did was I trained up a Scizor with max HP and max attack, and granted that's not the best set to have for it, but it is a good set. And you know, and they both had Technician or whatever, and you know, and Scizor ended up coming out on top because it resisted Scyther's hits. Scizor is a very good Pokemon. It hits hard. Snow basically did it all the justice she could possibly do. It's a very good Pokemon to use competitively. It's a good Pokemon to have on an in-game team. It's not fast, but it hits so hard. And fun fact, I learned by watching this show called The Dex that the claws are supposed to look like other heads or something or other. So, it's a fun fact for you.
That's interesting. So next time you look at a Scizor, look at its claws and
make
see
sure,
if it looks
make
like
sure you're looking at it. Yeah, make sure you're looking at its head, not its claws.
Yeah.
Playing mind tricks.
You never know. It's just like, where are you going? Where are you going? Which one is it?
Which one's
the real head? What's going on? Alright, so my number 2 is Lucario.
Hey.
And I really like Lucario a lot. I used it, like the first time I actually really used it was in X when it's given to you. And it was like the best Pokemon ever. It was like my homie, you know, I always had my back all the time. It was just like whenever I needed something, I was like, Lucario, you gotta do some shit, and then it comes out and it's like, alright, I'm gonna wreck some stuff. Let me do this.
So if you wanted a bag of chips, you'd send Lucario to a convenience store?
And he would do it. He would do the best thing possible. It would be fantastic. Lucario is amazing, and it has some pretty decent moves from what I remember. His fighting type moves.
Yeah, its Mega gets adaptability, which makes any stab move it uses like incredibly powerful.
Yeah,
it's like
awesome.
Power Up Punch, Bullet Punch, freaking Focus Punch if you're feeling it.
It's got its Aura Spear that looks like the Dragon Ball Z thing.
Yes.
I think everybody always notices that much. But I think I just have like that little box
Actually,
of Lucario.
funny you should mention that. It's funny you should mention that. The person who does the voice of Goku voices Lucario in Super Smash Bros. Brawl.
Really?
Yes.
There you go. See, I just figured out stuff.
She made the connection without even realizing there was a connection.
That's how good I am. I'm
All
awesome
right.
that way.
True. And all right, are we moving on to number 1?
We will go on to number 1. Right, meow.
Oh my god. And my
you knew it was coming eventually.
I can't even right now with you.
You knew it was coming eventually.
Yeah. All right. My number 1 is Metagross. Now, Metagross is on this team because Beldum was always a really hard Pokemon to get. And it looked really cool when it evolved into Metang. Sometimes, admittedly, I like Metang a little bit more than Metagross. But then when I saw the powerhouse that was Metagross, and I just remember Steven having it and it giving me a hard time, it was always my favorite Pokemon, and I'd always wanted to use it on my in-game team, but you got it too late for it to really matter. And I never really had the chance. But then, when the event came out for Oras and you could use it on your in-game Hoenn team, which is what I'd always wanted, that thing tore apart the Hoenn region, especially with its Mega. Top Claws, anything from a Max Attack Metagross will destroy... That thing could knock down an orphanage by poking it. I'm not even kidding.
So excited that you can't speak correctly.
I can't, because it's too powerful. And I'm surprised it's not Ubers yet, because that thing can body Mega Salamence with one Ice Punch.
Yeah, I remember. That thing's pretty cool. I like the design of it as well.
Mm-hmm. It was also really cool in the Destiny Deoxys movie. It would where one of the chicks would just it would just levitate, and the chick that used it would just sit on its head, and it would just be totally chill about it. It was awesome.
Alright, my number 1 is Skarmory. I had to because this one's basically pretty much nostalgia and just a love for the Pokemon in general. Ever since I saw that anime episode with Skarmory where Ash has a Cyndaquil and it can't use Ember.
Oh, yeah!
Ever since I've seen it in that, I was just I fell in love with it, because, I don't know, in my mind, Steel Wing is, the freaking craziest move ever.
Is that the episode where Ash... Is that the episode where Ash had to teach Cyndaquil to get its flame active earlier?
Yes.
Yep, okay. Thought so.
And, I always remember that Skarmory just, taking things out, and, like I said, in my head, I think of Steel Wing, and I feel like it slices everything in half. You just won't have a head afterwards.
Eesh.
So it's just I don't know, it's just that nostalgia thing, and it'd also be my favorite flying type Pokemon as well. So spoilers, if I ever do a top 5 flying type, you're probably gonna see that. And I just love the design of it and everything, and just it looks amazing. It's really sleek and stuff, and it just, I don't know, it did some work on my team in X. I had it, and it would just take out those fairy types like nothing. And I love Skarmory. I just do.
It's a good Pokemon. I like it. I actually have to... do I have one competitive? I probably do. Yeah, I do. There it is.
Love it.
Nice and powerful.
Yeah, so I guess that's our top 5 for this week. I'm sure we'll probably have another one in the future at some point in our lives.
Oh, we'll be back.
Always. You can't get rid of us, even if you wanted to.
No, we're not going anywhere. We're staying right here. So you better get a bucket of popcorn, put your feet up, and get comfortable, because we ain't going nowhere.
Okay, well, we might have to go somewhere right now, because I don't think we can really make this episode, freaking 24-hour long episode, just standing here, talking about stuff.
Yeah, we can't stay here forever. This video would be entirely too long.
Oh, yeah. People would get bored of it after a while. There's only so many jokes you can make.
True.
Yep. Alright, well, thank you so much for crashing the party.
Oh, you're welcome. Next time you try to do a top 5 about steel types, next time it won't be so nice. No, I'm just kidding.
You're just gonna take over the whole thing.
Yes. Hey guys, Snow couldn't be here. She had a doctor's appointment. Something about a disembodied head, but I'll be here to do the video now.
Oh, what's that noise coming from the closet? Don't worry about it. It's fine. It happens all the time.
Oh, and I have to go take care of a dead body. I mean, take my dog for a walk.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that note, we're gonna let you guys go, and
we'll cheerful note, yeah.
In the next episode, our top 5.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.